walk around the compound. Gonna walk around the compound. Walk around the compound. Yes, we're gonna walk around. Walk around the compound. Gonna walk around the compound. Walk around the compound. Yes, we're gonna walk around.
Bandito. This is the second attempt at initiating, I guess I should say, at starting a webcast, because I started filming just a little bit ago, and as soon as I started filming, it says, oh, you only have so much space available, you have X number of minutes of storage space, or you can film X number of minutes of video. And I'm like, oh, it only gets like that when I'm full up. Usually I get like that when I'm full up of these things. For you casting, selflessly casting for the adoring pride. And adoring for these animals. I didn't say for me. That's not what I was mean. That's not what I meant. Quit it. Be nice. People like, Derek, who are you talking to? But yeah, I have it's just a terrible habit. I have a terrible file what's the word? File hygiene, I guess you could say. File etiquette. Because I either don't delete things off my phone that I need to delete, or I don't transfer things to Melissa, like, ever. I can't. It seems like more often than not, I get messages like, "Hey, is there a such and such cast?" And I'm just like, "Oh crap!" And then I be like, "I'm sorry, forgot," and I get onto Dropbox. Hi Jessica. It was Jessica's birthday the other day. Jessica Ortiz. She's the best. She's Jessica. It's Jessica's birthday the other day, and she takes care of all these cats. So all the cats that are out here, that basically all of you people watch and that you love, and that you're basically like, oh yeah, they're fed, and then she's taken care of, and then she scoops up their poop and stuff like that. She's got a broom right now. Yeah. So thanks, Jessica. Everyone wishes Jessica a happy birthday. And she watches these videos. And she lurks. She never comments on anything, ever. But she sees all. Didn't know if you knew that. But that's her. And she will never, ever sing her own praises. That's just not a thing that she does. So I will do it for her. She actually, can just be just like, people. But it's like in certain circumstances, she's amazing. Like she does, she'll do presentations for tour groups, fall festival. She's actually very outgoing for those things. So she's great. She's a good egg. And if you comment, she's going to see it. She might not respond. She probably won't respond. But she will see it. I promise. Oh, anyway, yeah, etiquette, file etiquette. So I don't, and I literally will have like 3 months worth of casts just like on my phone. And then the phone is just like, I'm very full. And I'm just like, I need you to run a bunch of laps. And it's just like, I have so many mashed potatoes inside of me. And I'm like, oh, we need to go ahead and squeeze those out. Yeah, we're going around a long ways to get to a certain point, which we'll talk about that here in a second too, because it's a part of what I do. But I started with Bandito, started filming, and I'm like, oh no, I need to go and delete a bunch of stuff. And then he started burping. He started burping because we fed last night. He started burping. And I've said this before, but for the newer viewers, the people who haven't heard this part, the burps, arguably worse than the farts. Oftentimes, actually, worse than the farts. And tiger farts can be bad, but it's a different, like, oof. I mean, like, sewer backup in a third world country, bad. So, you know. And then watch, you know, you get then you get comments. I have had comments from people, and I guess it's a here's the thing. It's a understandable. I understand where they're coming from. Kind of complaint. Sometimes people think like, oh my. I had the comments where it's like you keep on yakking and repeating the same thing, or you'll take one tiny little thing, like the guy what he's doing over there, and you'll spend like 15-20 minutes just kind of like meandering around that one. It's like you're orbiting this one topic. Your ADHD is just so out of control. And I'm just like, okay, well, you also have to understand, like, a lot of that's by design. It's called stretching. It's called, like, what he's doing. He's, like, stretching towards, like, he's got a leg, horsey leg, falling asleep. Anyone ever eat in bed? Like, Nadal, you're such a mess. Nadal, you're a mess. You're a mess of a kitty. Look at you. He's like, wait a minute, is there still meat on this thing? I don't know. Like, if there's still meat on this thing, I don't know if I'm going to be in such a good mood right now. Oh! No! Speed walk, like, I thought that was a burp when he walked up. I thought that was, like, because he was walking up, and as he was stretching, he kind of did like a, it wasn't like a, it was just a kind of thing. I caught a whiff of that. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Messy. Gross. Look at that belly. Look at the size of that thing. But yeah, I will spend. He just farted. Oh, I hope that the camera caught that. I hope I wasn't talking over that. I probably was. But when he sat down, he just a little. These gassy kitties. We have got some gassy kitties. What about you? You got some old lady farts? But anyway, as I was saying, I will, yes, very consciously spend inordinate amounts of time fleshing out singular topics, because sometimes it's like, okay, here's a concept. One, like, we have time. Let's go ahead and, like, I'm gonna be walking around. Let's go ahead and flesh out the stuff. We've already talked about so many other things. We'll talk about the cats. I've talked about the cats. Watch one of the other webcasts. Well, tell me more about them. Just like, this is not a National Geographic show. If you haven't figured that out by now, go find somewhere, go somewhere else for education. No. But sometimes it's like, I think you'll have this thing where it's like, I think that there's a concept that's further down here, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scratch. I'm going to flesh it out, or I'm going to carve it. I'm going to turn it into something over time. And then sometimes it's like the journey to get there is actually the whole goal in the first place. the process is the purpose. Look at all these flowers. Look at these things. Look at them. Hello. Hello. I hope there's no snakes. I hope there's no snakes. Oh. Hello. Hi. Hi, Super Tubes. Hi, Super Tubes. I know. Get some lovin's in before Ra figures out. Before Ra finds out. I don't see him outside. I actually think he's inside. Yay! That's a good boy. That's good Zuby. It has been a little bit. It's been a little bit of this whole weekend, which has been an extended weekend because it's Thanksgiving, so I got extra time off. I used to not get time off. Hi. See, when I did more active meteorological job type stuff, you know, it's like, okay, well, the weather doesn't care if you got a holiday. The weather's going to happen, and planes still have to fly even during holidays. So we need someone to watch the sensors and give pilots some updates. And that's fine. You did that for a number of years. But then you move over to more of like an organizational management position, an organizational leadership position. And I don't gotta watch the sensors like I used to. I got more banker's hours, and it's very nice. Some people are like, oh, it must be nice. I'm like, yeah, because I did the other thing for a long time. I did the other thing for over 17 years. I'm good. I'm good. Look at this handsome guy. I worked crazy shifts. I torpedoed my sleep schedule for years. So I get it. I would work. I've worked in different work centers where it's like, and it can't be helped because maybe at one given time, like you only have a small handful of people who actually can perform certain tasks. So everyone is having to like work these really crazy hours, but for like not for like permanent, but for extended periods of time where it's like, hey, it's gonna suck for the next few months. But I've gone through periods. Hi, hey, big guy. I've gone through periods at various work centers where I would work day shift, you know, like 6 in the morning, I'd work a day observing shift, like 6 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon, and then on Wednesday I would work swing shift from like 4 o'clock in the afternoon till midnight, and then Thursday, Friday, I'd have to work the overnight shift that starts at like 1 in the morning and goes until like 9 or 10 in the morning. I've gone through those multiple shift change in a single week, and then have that schedule for multiple months. You turn into like a babbling lunatic at the end of that. So then people like, they'll see my schedule now where it's like, yeah, I get to have a little bit more time off. I get to have holidays. I get to have weekends. And then people are like, yeah, it must be nice. And I'm just like, yeah, it is. And especially when you hear it from other people who are like doing the thing that you used to do, but they haven't done it for as long as you did. People who are also in the same career field, who've only been doing like the shift thing for maybe a year, whereas like you did it for like 10, and they're just like, nah, you gotta do it, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. You have not made your bones. You have not made your bones. You have not walked through the rivers of shit that I have. You come back to me when you have a few more years under your belt and a few notches or a few scoops of sand taken out of your total hourglass, your life's hourglass, just because of the ravages that shift work syndrome can have on life expectancy and longevity. It affects people, makes them more susceptible to life-affecting ailments and diseases. And for those of you who have never worked shift, just count yourself lucky. Count yourself lucky, but have some gall darn respect. Have some gall darn respect for those who have. The rest of us folks who work overnights keep this society at large running. You like the lights coming on time? You like it when products like actually hit the store shelves? Yeah. A shift worker did that for you. For you. You need to be bowing at our feet. Derek, this is supposed to be just like a webcast when you talk about tigers. Like it kind of turned into a weird rally. Look at this pretty girl. What are you doing? No boy. No boy. Look at her. Look at her. You're being a cutie patootie. You're being a patootie. You're being a patootie. You're being a patoot. Look at that patoot. Where's your sister? Where's your sister? Oh, psh. I feel bad. I walked right by her. Didn't even see her. I guess another thing also about sometimes like going long-winded onto certain topics or spending an inordinate amount of time talking about sometimes even seemingly innocuous things. I listen to a lot of entertainment, like podcasts and radio shows, and some of my favorite bits are where they spend like 10, 15, 20 minutes breaking down. That's the thing. Breaking down the minutiae, the specific components of like a seemingly innocuous thing that happened. Those are some of my favorite moments. Especially like, you'll have like, there's a radio show I listen to, and like someone mispronounces a word. Hey, who wants a coffee? Coffee? And you're like, what? And I didn't say it. I said coffee. I said coffee. And then they do like, we have to replay that back. Why'd you say that? Why'd you lie about it? It says like, now this is interesting. Like stuff like that. And then you start getting into the dynamics of relationships. It's fascinating. I love it. Or they'll watch like a video that they find that's kind of entertaining. Maybe not like a complete viral kind of thing, but they'll just find like a weird video, and then they'll actually break down parts of that video that maybe other people aren't noticing. Like there's some of my favorite bits. There's an investigative journalist, I think in Tennessee. An investigative journalist in Tennessee. His name is Phil Williams, and they were going through a news story one time. And it was like a compelling news story. It was basically about like a cop. It was a local cop. I think even like a chief of police, or at least like someone who has tenure under their belt, who's been doing the cop thing for a long time. And he was like sexually harassing a clerk at a convenience store. And the clerk had been recording him on her cell phone. He would come in and he would just like say just like really creepy, dirty things to her. And then she felt like she had no recourse because it's like, okay, well, he's a cop. Like, who am I going to complain to? So she started to record. The story in and of itself is, it's salacious and it's scandalous and it's something you can talk about. It's a concept or it's a topic that you can go and delve into and then you can make content from. But that's not what the boys did. My boys, the boys that I listened to. They focused on the dialect and the speaking patterns of the actual journalist, the guy named Phil Williams, because he talks a little bit like this. They spent like 40 minutes like listening and then re-listening and then playing like clips and like, this is Phil Williams, and he would like he would enunciate words kind of weird, or he would over enunciate, and then he was harassing her. He showed videos of himself. That was like one of my favorite things of all time. Slade is in there and he says no thank you. So that type of stuff where it's almost like a weird misdirect. Or that's the other thing. None of them actually went into that interaction knowing that that's the direction that they were going to take, meaning the guys in the radio show. None of them knew that. The producers picked that clip and said, oh, the boys will actually want to talk about this. It's an interesting story. And it was. It was an interesting story. Something that you could riff on. Something that you could make fun of. Something that you could just kind of like, fill 10, 15, 20 minutes. But what ended up filling 40 minutes was Phil Williams, the actual journalist. So yeah, to peek behind the curtain a little bit of maybe how it is that I just approach all of this, that gives you some insight into my comedic value system, I guess, my content creation value system. What is this guy doing? That's a weird yoga pose. All right. Well, we got a bunch of bum cats around here. Nothing. We either got, there's grumpy bums, grumpy gassy bums. Grumpy gassy bums. Probably would have been a good name for the Tuesday cast. Because I think that there were more gassy kitties. Or were there gassy kitties on this one? I can't remember. Everything kind of bleeds together. All right. Thanks for watching this episode of the Walk Around the Compound webcast. Hashtag Dormist Award in the comments section below. Like and subscribe for all of your big cat goodness. And if you want to learn more about the facility all around me, you can always visit the website carerescuetexas.com for more information. You keep them tigers fed. Big shout out to the extra fancy patrons. I see you. You are so fancy. And thank you so much for your continued support. Hi. Didn't see you. Okay, I'll see you later. That's why. The music is so nice in there. It's like spa music. And he's gonna be like that, I guess. All right. Maybe that's why you don't have visitors right now. Maybe that's why no one wants to hang out with you, brah. Ugh. But not like Mika. She's perfect. All right. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Monkey's buttered toast. Munchie saw a ghost. Mika weighs the most.